Hello and good morning. My name is Kylie and I'm just drawing. I'm just drawing. So, a little bit ago I got called an indie kid, and that for some reason made me kind of upset. So, in order to make myself feel better, I'm going to draw because that's not indie at all. It's also the beginning of October, I'm guessing. So, it's spooky season. For me, it's been spooky season, but like it's always spooky season, but now it's like really spooky season. So I started to recreate Edward Munch's The Scream. So much fun, very iconic. Everybody knows it. I also chose this one because it looks a very specific way, so it's like you can't really get it wrong, and like you can't really judge me for it looking like that because it's supposed to look like that. So clearly it's gonna look perfect and amazing because it is, obviously. So, this is like more of a voiceover because I tried recording audio while doing this and I am very silent. I say almost nothing. I try to talk about some other things, but I either never finish my thought or I say things over and over again, which I find very annoying. So sorry, it's gonna have to sound like this. I also just woke up. It's pretty early in the morning. What did I talk about? I know I sort of messed up because I he looks like an alien. He already looks like an alien. Um, and that's not what I'm going for. But like, hey, he's cute. I'll take him. I'm also doing it in oil pastels because Edward Munch did a bunch of version of the Scream, and one of them is in oil pastels. I'm pretty sure. So I use those. I don't know how to use them. My aunt bought them for me to make her something, but like I'm so not talented that I like couldn't make it for her. So I'm so sorry, but I don't know how to use it. So like I think because they're like crayons but softer, right? They're like crayons but like no wax oil. I'm sure. I think um maybe more saturated in color, more concentrated in color or whatever. But like I don't know whether or not to like rub them and like mix them with my finger. So I do that sometimes, and sometimes it like looks good, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I mix up some of the colors, but whatever. I also use some crayons since I feel like the oil pastels are too fancy for me, so like I can't really use them to their full extent or waste them. But yeah, like it wasn't, the straight lines were difficult because straight lines are always difficult. But I made them very bad. I don't know if you can tell how bad I messed up, but I messed up pretty bad while I was doing them freehand. Art. I'm not an artist. Oh yeah, I spoke about that too. So I thought about like, cause I draw and stuff, and I thought like, does that really make me an artist? Like, I do some art. Does that really make me an artist, or do I have to do I have to have a specific style, and do I have to do something specific in order to be an artist? Because a lot of the things that I like to do is copy other like artists, usually impressionism, like Van Gogh, Monet, Matisse. Is he impressionist? Cezanne, Degas as well. Stuff like that. People like that. Their their style is very specific to them. So I feel like I always go more of like a technical side, and I try to see how they did it technically, which is fun, but I don't think that recreating something that someone has already made is art, I guess, at least not for me. I also took this into consideration of like writing. So, plenty. I've written plenty for Noah. I've written plenty for like just myself. Um, I did great in essays and like presentations in high school. So like, does that make me a writer? I know Shonda Rhimes was once talking about like if you have a pen in your hand and you have an idea, then you're a writer. But like, does that really make me a writer? Yes, I've written for like other people, although other people's like just Noah and Nate for like a thing like a year, like over a year ago. So I don't really know if that counts. Like, yes, I've written, but I don't think I'm a writer. I personally don't think I'm a very good writer, which is why this is also pretty scary. Um, But am I a better artist than I am a writer? Maybe. Maybe a little. Because I was like genuinely surprised at how this turned out. Like I was pretty proud how it turned out. But, whatever. That's just me. Please don't like blame me for that. Like, so sorry. Like, is this plagiarism? Yeah, a little. Sorry. I don't know. Why did you just go off? Why did you just turn off making me look unprofessional? I mean, I am, but like, I don't want anybody else to know that. What else did I talk about? I spoke about um a tweet that I saw on Instagram, very very meta. And it was about someone saying that it was okay. It was a news article, news sort of magazine, whatever article saying that Twilight was voted the worst movie. And then someone said, "Well, the Human Centipede exists, but whatever." I am really defending both of these movies. I know that's strange to say, but like it's not. Twilight, I have seen, I've rewatched. They are genuinely not that bad. And I wanted to make a video about it, but I also learned that Twilight is also kind of racist. Like I thought, oh wow, they use a lot of like Native American people and its representation of like Native American people and being able to see themselves on a screen in such a big way. Then I realized that either Stephenie Meyer used a lot of native stuff and just like sort of twisted it and changed it to like fit whatever she needed. And then a lot of the males are always like shirtless, so it's like the sexualization of Native American men, which is a pretty big deal, I guess. I actually never realized, but yeah, it sounds like not very good. And that sucks. Um, There's also a character named Leah, and she is not at all, like, not at all ever developed. I think, like, she's the only woman, like, there that you see in, like, a couple movies. And, like, other than her just, like, wanting to have a bit more power, at least in the movies, like, there's nothing about her, and that does also suck. Um, I personally always also saw Jacob as just like sort of a predator in a way, because it's like Bella never really likes him. Bella always uses him in order to either make Edward jealous or in New Moon? New Moon, like see him. So it's like, yeah, they're friends, but like I never saw her. Maybe it's just in the performances of the actors, but I never saw them like super close and together. Like Jacob obviously probably remembers her from like when they were kids or whatever, but I think clearly and obviously there's nothing between them, and that sucks because then now Jacob is seen obviously as a predator, and now it makes it seem like Stephenie Meyer is trying to make Native Americans sort of the enemy of white women, and that's not cute. Also, the whole thing with like the daughter stuff, like their daughter, like Jacob imprinting on Renesmee, kind of gross, but also like what's gonna happen to him because she's gonna live forever and he's not. So, I mean, is he gonna be a vampire werewolf? That was never explained, that was never discovered. So, like, whatever. That's basically all. Also, The Human Centipede is a very good movie. The specific style, the coloring, the cinematography, everything was pretty much like amazing in that movie, and I will not be um silenced because of that, and because I genuinely love that movie and it was so well made and deserved so much more credit than what it has received. And so yes, I thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble for a couple of subjects for a couple of minutes. I also, towards this ending, spoke about how I would absolutely love to hear more suggestions. I have absolutely no idea what to do, so anything you have would be perfect. I am open to anything. I will do mostly anything, mostly, but I would absolutely love to hear what um you uh guys people want. I'm so sorry. I don't think I've ever addressed you as an audience. But like please let me know, because I am desperate for ideas, and I just want to do things right. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Okay, alright then. I'm pretty sure I have to go now. Goodbye. I'll see you later. Have a good night, have a good day. And sorry that I suck at art. But you know what? Whose fault is that? I did this out of spite. I'm not an indie kid. Goodbye.